All right. Feeney Talks with Friends, episode 84. My name is Eric Feeney, founder and president of Friends of Feeney. I use this podcast, Feeney Talks with Friends, and I talk to wonderful people in the community that are doing great things. And today, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Moriarty does great things in the Hartford and Connecticut area. What's up, Mark?
All right, Eric. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, executive director of the First Tee of Connecticut. We both have on golf polos.
I love it.
A lot of golf chatter today. I'm excited to have you on. How you been?
Thanks. Excellent. You know, summer's a busy time, and golf season's a good time.
When's the last time you golfed?
It's been a while. 2 weeks, but I go in spurts. So we've got a new puppy at home.
Nice.
But I've got hopefully 3 days this week, which is a rarity for me. So,
really cool.
Yeah.
Where are you going to golf?
Tomorrow I'm coming back to West Hartford to the
Nice.
Hartford Golf Club, which is a treat. It's where I worked for 10 years early in my career. And, you know, you talk about friends. Again, I think I'll probably play golf with 9 different people this week. Friends of varying backgrounds, and how do you know each other, and just that's the beauty of the game.
Yeah, it is a really awesome game where you, no matter your age, where you're from, how much money you make, you can get on the golf course and it's all equal and hit it and have a good time.
That's right. Yeah,
Rip it and rip it.
That's right.
You're going to see Geno Ariema, isn't he at Hartford?
I'm going to try my best to hunt him down. Yeah, he's been known to play there once in a while. He's a good player.
Yeah.
You know, again, I haven't worked there now in a dozen years, but in my time there, he was he's good. He's solid.
I saw him over there. My buddy Brooks Fisher, shout out Brooks, brought me golfing to Hartford, and we see him. He goes, "Feeney, don't you dare," because I was like ready to go. Geno, how you doing? Eric Feeney, Friends of Feeney, want to come on a podcast? But he was like, "Feeney, leave him alone." So.
To me, as a young person, one of the coolest things was getting to know Coach a little bit. But he was just Mr. Ariema. I was the young man, like getting his golf clubs, and then shortly after he started coming around with any regularity, he'd come in and go, "Oh, hey, Mark, how you doing today?" And in hindsight, you shouldn't assume people won't be polite to you. And I don't, you know, Coach is wonderful, but that's another one of these things that you learn. You know, we talk a lot about life skills at First Tee. The ability to just remember someone's name and say hello and be genuine is definitely something I can remember learning from him. You know?
Because you were a caddy at the Hartford
I worked on the golf
Club.
staff, yeah. So I was just a guy, and you know, I got to see him with some regularity, and just hearing him come in and go, "Oh, hey, Mark, how you doing?"
Yeah.
He took a little bit of time to remember who I was, just like every other human, right? I mean, he's no different than the rest of us, but I remember that sticking with me as like, oh, this is the way to treat people with respect, you know?
Nice. Another life lesson learned on the golf course.
For sure.
Yeah, because you want to, you know, be polite, take turns, like, you know, who goes next, taking turns, giving honors is a part of something on the golf course.
Yeah.
Attire, you want to look nice, and, you know, be polite while someone's swinging. So many different skills.
The 9 core values, we refer to them as, right? And there are more than 9. You know, we sometimes will joke, the YMCA, right? They've got their 4 pillars.
Yep.
The Boys and Girls Club have got their mantra. First Tee just has 9 core values. Doesn't mean we have better or worse. We just have more. But really, you can learn a lot about life and how to conduct yourself when you're at school or at home.
Yeah.
You can learn that on the golf course, right? Waiting turns, taking turns, go who's away, it's your honor. Those are important skills.
Yeah. What pillar is that? Respect?
That could be a couple of things. Respect, responsibility, could be sportsmanship. You know, there's a bunch. You know, the good one is, I mean, always like to think, to me, if someone said, what's your favorite? I think I'd probably say integrity. And somebody said this to me once. I did not make this up. Integrity is doing all the other 8 core values when no one's watching.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think probably sums it up pretty well.
Always do, no matter who's looking, do what's right.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, integrity, doing what's right. Yeah, because you can always kick the ball when someone's not looking. You could write down, I got a 4. That's not integrity.
Who's going to know? If you're playing by yourself and you come in and you go, oh, man, I birdied all 9 holes today, who would ever know? It's unlikely, you know. But you're only cheating yourself to some degree if you don't tell the truth, right?
Yeah, or hit a hole in one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
All right, Mark Moriarty, episode 84. Quick shout out, Bella. Be Real with Bella was a former student. She was episode 83. Go back and check it out. It was great to chat with a former 3rd grade student. She's in 12th grade now. She wants to start a podcast. She came in and asked podcast questions. So it was really cool. So check it out. And you can be reached. Can we share your email and phone number?
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
860-316-2515. Mark Moriarty, First Tee, and it's mmoriarty at firsttct.org.
Oh, you got it.
Did
Perfect.
I jack that up?
Perfect.
An 84. There's a special degree. There's an 84-degree secret. We're number 84. And then golf, I Googled.
Yeah.
2 things came up. There's an 84 degrees swing. You know the secret?
No, I
don't either. I thought you could help me. And then in the Village in Florida, a 77-year-old punched an 84-year-old
Okay.
not using the 9 pillars or the 9
Every
values.
once in a while, a fight up breaks out on a golf course, so you go, what are we doing here? This is supposed to be fun.
77-year-old versus an 84-year-old.
Yeah.
84, golf, that comes up.
Right.
Interesting fun fact.
Years ago, there was what they called the 84 Lumber Classic,
Okay.
which is a lumber company,
Yep.
I think in Pennsylvania, and they were like the Travelers Championship. They were a title sponsor of a golf
Okay.
event, so I thought you were going to go there.
Nice.
I don't know about the 84-degree swing, but I'm always looking for tips.
Yeah.
Continuous learning is another one we have at First Tee, so I'm going to look
Is
it
that
up.
one?
That's one of the when we talk about. So you're an educator, right?
Yep.
We have a great coach program. They educate. They really invest in the coaches, and they have 4 building blocks, and one of them is continuous learning. Be a continuous learner
Yep.
as a coach.
I
So-
say that a lot in the podcast. I'm a lifelong learner.
Yep.
Try to learn something new every day.
Yep.
You know, if it's on the golf course or not. I just played with my 10-year-old Lake George. Shout out to Top of the World Golf Course in Lake George. I played with my 10-year-old Joe. Thanks, Joe. He gave me brush tees and a extra 4-yard tee, it's called.
Okay. Yep.
But you heard of brush tees?
Yes.
I was 44, and his 10-year-old, he had a pack of 4. He's like, and I thought they worked, you know, it helped. What do you
Right,
think of the
right.
brush tee?
I can't say I've ever used them very much. What I can say is that if it feels like it works, it's probably working. So, personal preference. And they're certainly good for the environment because you're not breaking tees and leaving them all over the place.
Yeah.
We actually use them in our programming for that reason. They don't break and fly off. The kids get like their brush tee for the day, and they're good.
Yeah, that's smart. And it had a little capsule. So you take it out of the capsule. They had the cap marker. It had a nice little contraption.
Good packaging.
And but it did send it flying occasionally if you hit too low, the brush tee. But I thought it was great. No, I really liked it. Brush tee. And what else did he do? But very consistent. He's 10. He was so consistent. Shout out to Joe, my nephew. I think he beat me. I'm sad to admit it on a podcast. And I said, Joe, you're 10? When have you been golfing? Since I was 10. I said, you're 10. He's on like 4 months. I said, Joe, funny, I've been golfing since I've been 10. 34 years, and I'm still terrible.
Is he serious about it?
Yes.
Does he love it? Like
yes.
he got hooked?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's in a league. He's playing in Hartford on Thursday, Hartford Golf Club. He's in a league. He plays out of Copper Hill.
Yes.
In Suffield.
Suffield, yep.
And they challenging
Granby.
Suffield, Granby, yep, right there on
that'd be
Old
probably
Newgate.
the PGA Junior League,
Oh, nice.
which is great. PGA Junior League is complementary to First Tee. What they did is they took the Little League model and they said, jerseys, teams, fun, let's do it. And it's grown like wildfire.
Yeah.
And so that's great. And they get, kids get to go on a tour of their league all summer, just like you do in Little League Baseball.
Yep.
Everybody's done that. And it's really made a game changer for golf.
Yeah. Well, I came bearing gifts.
It did. Looks good on you. Looks good.
Batteries not included. This is my color right here. Joe got a Top of the World golf. I bought him one because he beat me.
Yeah.
And it's neon. It was gray, Top of the World, and it had the neon green in the back. And then my father-in-law, he wears it home. He goes, Feeney, I want one of those. So I had to get him one. But this is my color. I look great. First Tee. Tell us more about First Tee. First Tee in Connecticut started in 1999.
Very good. Yeah,
Hartford?
the first tee of Hartford started in 1999 at Goodwin Park, which you've got on your shirt there. We're going to circle back to that.
Yep.
And really in the late 90s, and I wasn't involved then for sure, but I was playing golf and knew the game of golf. The leaders in the golf world decided, okay, we need to do a little bit of a better job bringing golf to more young people.
Yeah.
And more young people of a diverse background. Like, let's grow the game. And so First Tee Hartford was one of the earliest adopters. Actually, to go back to talk about the Hartford Golf Club, my boss there was one of the founding board members who said, this is a good idea. Like, he read it literally in Golf Digest magazine and said, we're going to do this in Hartford. And they made it happen. And so, we're going on 25 years later now. And First Tee is a youth development organization. We serve 55,000 kids in the state of Connecticut. A lot of that for school-based programs, always out in the community, and at our programs at golf courses. So our goal is grow the game of golf, certainly introduce the game of golf. Like your nephew at 10 years old would be a prime candidate. Like, let's be excited about the game.
Yeah.
And while we're doing that, let's go back to all those 9 core values, all those really important skills that we want our own children to have, that we want our students at school to have, that we want, our coworkers and our friends in the community to have.
Yeah.
So that's really what we do, and we're lucky to use golf as a way to sort of trick kids into learning those life skills.
It says there's 150 chapters in the U.S.
And there's a few international as well.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so we're hoping for a First Tee meeting in First Tee Morocco, First Tee Mexico City, but there's 150 chapters across the state. We just happen to be a statewide organization.
Nice. And in 10,000 PE classrooms.
K-5 elementary schools, is a place where a lot of young people are looking for another activity to try. And they're always looking for additional ways to support young people, with the words you hear now, social emotional learning. First Tee allows that. The game of golf definitely allows for young people to, kind of explore at their own pace, different than being part of a basketball team where you feel, you can do at your own pace.
I worked at Kingsbury School, same school I went to as a kid. I went back and was a teacher there for 9 years, and First Tee came into Kingsbury Elementary School.
Yep.
And the guy got on my putting. I told you that. I put my finger along the putter, and the guy, he's like, "You play golf, huh?" He goes, "You must lose a lot of money." And he was really respectful in teaching the kids the core values, but he pulled me around and busted me real quick, and I was like, I like this guy a lot. I wish I knew his name. Wonderful teacher. But the kids loved it. We did a lot of putting, hitting into a net, putting. So, yeah, First Tee is great.
When the wintertime, we do a lot of those school-based programs, right? So some of the schools operate on their own. Their PE teachers run the program, and that's great. But in towns like Waterbury and Hartford and New Haven and Bridgeport, our coaches will go in and work together. And so January, February, March, one of the coolest things that gets to happen at First Tee is that phone rings at like 3:30 on a Tuesday afternoon in January, and a mom or a dad says, "My son or daughter brought home this flyer, and they said they played golf in school today, and that can't be right." And we're like, no, where does your son or daughter go? Kingsbury. Oh, yeah, Kingsbury. That was Coach John. You could do it. You could come out.
Nice.
Here's how it works. Come outside of the golf course, wherever you are in your community. And that could be a young person who might not have had a chance to try golf, so that's a positive. And if it allows us to interact with them and have them around our coaches and our mentors and just create a community, it could all go back to that one 45-minute PE lesson at Kingsbury School.
Yeah.
That might change somebody's life.
Yeah, that small moment. Small moments are very important. And that small moment, the kid could go on to be the next big star, and it all started and sparked his interest in a PE class thanks to First Tee, and that's amazing.
Or just find that thing that resonates with them, that helps them. Maybe they don't even play forever, but they just are. They have that confidence, that ability to use judgment and respect.
You said more than a game.
Yeah, for sure.
Empowering young people, and I saw something that was awesome. More green time than
screen time. Yeah. We
have
have a really good marketing.
That was amazing.
department.
You can't beat that.
Yeah.
Outside, you joke with the kids, go touch grass. Well, golf is a beautiful opportunity to go touch some grass.
Yeah.
Especially if you walk, get the fresh air. I let Joe, maybe I shouldn't admit to this, but he's 10, but safely, I let him drive the cart a little bit. Yeah. Only if he beat me. That was the best motivating thing I've ever
skin
seen.
in the game, right?
Yeah. He's like, so if I win, I could beat you next 3 holes. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, all right, fine. Safely up and down here. Fairway only, not near the tee or near the green. Respectfully, and he showed values. He was respectful. He was responsible.
Yeah.
And
you had judgment, good or bad, to be determined, but you decided the judgment was he can do it. So the core values are everywhere. We used to have some of these national trainers that would at nighttime they'd give you the way to use the core values outside of the kid-friendly environment. But it can turn into you can use any.
Yeah, judgment would be the one, right? Like, oh, it's a par 5. Do I go for the green or do I lay up?
Exactly. Yeah.
And who was saying? Oh, that's Bert Kresher. Bert is a comedian. He's like, would I ever lay up? I'm out here to grip it and rip it. He like takes off his shirt, big guy.
Yeah.
He uses his judgment.
Hits it in the water.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
No, very cool to speaking with the executive director, First Tee. Building game changers, life lessons, just great. What do you want to talk about next? We got two things we could. Goodwin Park Golf Course in Hartford.
Yep.
Or Waterbury. We got a lot of Waterbury.
Well, let's get the work stuff out of the way first, right? Because I might talk to you about Waterbury forever. So as I said, the First Tee of Hartford was founded at Goodwin Park, 1999. 50 kids in a summer camp, quite literally. It came all out of a program that Mayor Mike Peters used to run. So Mayor Mike's Golf was a program that's already in existence. It kind of morphed into First Tee. And we've run programming there forever. They've been wonderful partners, the city of Hartford, the operators, et cetera. But about 2 years ago now, so the summer of 2021, I started to get some phone calls. We're looking for a new golf operator, or we will be looking for a new golf operator at Goodwin, and maybe the First Tee should do that. And I thought, no, the First Tee doesn't do that. No, thank you, right? But the more we started to think about it, we realized that if we were going to put to practice a lot of the ideas we've thought about, a lot of the ideas First Tee has, which is be in the community, be present, be available to meet young people where they are, it became pretty obvious that this was a way to do that. So starting in the spring of 22, we took over a contract with the city of Hartford just to run the golf operation. So the staff of the golf course that you'd go see when you run your Feeney and Friends outing in September, love having you. Thanks for that. Those are our team. It's an extension of the First Tee family.
Okay, cool.
And where we were running programming, 4 days a week and doing a good job, we now are up this summer to running programs 7 days a week for young people from the city of Hartford. So we're very excited about that. And, just that access and that change in mentality and atmosphere of the golf course wasn't bad before. It's just different now. Our priority is kids and community, and I would certainly give a shout out to the city of Hartford because they're equally committed to those goals.
Yeah, Mayor Mike. I taught his granddaughter, Mayor Mike, and I found that same Lake George, top of the world, I found a Mayor Mike ball.
No kidding.
So she's in 4th grade now, so I'm like, hey, Lily, I found Mayor Mike ball. She's like, Feeney, I got a whole basement. Then she brought in, she took that one home. The dad was like, oh, they brought back 10 different ones because it's like
different
an annual
vintage.
annual thing. I had 10 different Mayor Mike balls. So Mayor Mike is awesome.
I think they still play an outing in his memory at Goodwin every year.
Okay.
It may be kind of a smaller outing at this point, but his family is still involved
Amazing
in the community.
person. Yeah, great.
And his legacy is huge. I mean, he loved the game of golf, and again, it goes back to that community, right? Who are the people that love golf and help pay it forward to the next generation?
Yeah, and thank you for plugging our golf tournament. It's going to be our 2nd annual. Do we have a flyer over here? 2nd annual. It's not stuck.
Last year was the first, so this year I think you're right. Second annual.
First, you can't be the first annual, right?
Apparently that's not a thing. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just good judgment, good confidence that it would happen again next year.
Right. Okay. I guess 2nd. It's the 2nd one that we're ever having, and hopefully it's annual. It's in September 9th, Saturday. 500 for a foursome, so $125 a head. You can't beat it. We had 112 golfers last year. It was lots of fun. It's at Goodwin Golf Course, 1130 Maple Ave. You can make a tee time. Call my guy Ron, right? Is it still Ron?
Ron Victor is our golf professional. Wonderful guy.
He's turned it around, too. Ron, because full disclosure, a couple of friends were like, oh, I didn't want to play at Goodwin. They played, and they were like, Feeney is so better than what we thought or what we... So Ron, shout out to Ron, is making so many wonderful improvements. And I talked with him a little bit. I guess he started with the greens and then build off from the greens. Because once the greens are good, golfers are happy, I guess. Yeah. I'm still a novice, but talk about it that way.
You've got it exactly right. I mean, again, we're coming to this relatively new to the, being involved at this level, but the folks who have the contract to maintain the golf courses is Gilmet Golf. They maintain actually Feeney Park and Goodwin Park. They've been around for a number of years, but that's a tough job, right? To come into a golf course that's really in disarray, and it was for a long time in the 90s and the 2000s. People didn't want to play there. The Gilmets have done an incredible job to the point where over the last 4 or 5 years, the golf course is back to being exceptionally good. Yeah. And we still have people that come in on a weekly basis and go, I haven't been here in 10 years. I didn't really want to come, but I'll be back.
Yeah,
You know, the
it's
conditions
beautiful.
are excellent. The value is really good. And, you know, I like to say, I mean, I think the people you meet when you arrive, which is our team, right, the golf staff, they make you feel like you're part of the family. And so if you have a good round at a nice golf course for a good price, you're going to probably come back again.
Yeah. So yeah, again, we'll put a link to the to the golf tournament on the podcast, September 9th. We're looking for sponsors. We'd like to thank Doro. You're going to get Doro breakfast. So that's a wonderful breakfast. We're going to get Overflow. Overflow is going to donate teas to every golfer. Bunt Cakes. Nothing Bunt Cakes is brand new place. They do bunt cakes. Every golfer is going to get a bunt cake. Overflow. Here's this for you, a coupon. You want to try it? It's wonderful. It's over there on Albany Ave. They do Waffle Wednesdays and protein shakes and teas. They're going to have teas for every golfer.
Love it.
Yeah, Ron was great. Tyler at the Hangar. We're going to have that for the after dinner. So Tyler's food is great at the Hangar. I want to thank Miles and Omar. Miles and Omar, they both had ideas to have a golf tournament for Friends of Feeney, not knowing that I knew Miles from basketball and I knew Omar from East Granby because he grew up a couple years younger than my wife. So, and they both knew each other, and it was working out. Very excited. So Goodwin Golf Course, big improvements. Thank you, Ron. Was it a former airport?
Yeah, so during the World War, and World War I, because World War II they had fancier planes than that, I think, they repurposed the park as a landing strip.
Is it that first hole?
I don't know the answer to that because the layout of all the golf courses changes over the years, right? So for years I worked at the Hartford Golf Club. That layout used to be like in flip it over into Hartford. Now they moved it out into West Hartford, and every golf course has evolved the layout so much.
Yeah.
But during the World War, they turned Goodwin Park into an airfield for supply and distribution and things like that, and that's where the airplane logo came from.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. And beautiful sunset. If you're there at sunset or sunrise before the tournament, we got there early, and my first Instagram post was my daughter holding a tee at the first hole. Down, I think it has to be the runway because it's a beautiful runway, and it looked right at the sunrise.
Yep.
Maybe I'll try to pull it up. She's holding a tee, and the sun was sitting on the tee.
Yeah.
I was like, I should be, I'm a photojournalist right now. But beautiful sunset. And then I played with Miles and Omar once around 6 o'clock, dusk set, beautiful place. So please check it out. Ron, thank you, Ron. Ron was a wonderful host. Whatever he wanted, they gave first place. I think got $200 to spend each at the golf tournament. Second place in the clubhouse, pro shop, excuse me, and second place got $100, and it was great. Great time, great friends.
Well, you should be congratulated because putting on a charity golf event is not an easy task.
Wow.
But it's worthwhile in the end.
Yeah. All our money went to Rachel Webster. Former guest, 78. Go back and check it out. Rachel Webster has Ewing sarcoma and she lost her leg to Ewing sarcoma, and all the money went to Rachel Webster from Wethersfield. Wonderful, so strong and resilient and funny, great sense of humor, beautiful singer, actor. So check it out, episode 78. Really cool. Yeah, we're doing be a good friend. Pick up trash that's not yours, hold the door, give a compliment, and be charitable. Yep. If you're not giving to Friends of Feeney, you could give to First Tee, Johnny's Jog, Food Share. There's so many different nonprofits. Find one that fits your heart and donate and give back, right?
That's a good point. It could be that easy. And I think a lot of times people say, I can't afford it. And that may well be true.
Yep.
But I think that one of the coolest things about First Tee is we get a lot of people who want to support us with $25. Yeah. $5 when a mom or dad signs their young person up for class and they round up. That's very meaningful. To me, anyone who's willing to give us some of the hard-earned money they've earned, that's important. If we can move that around to the whole community like you're doing, we're probably all going to be in a better place.
Yeah, and or donate your time. Time is valuable, but we're looking for sponsors to watch holes for longest drive or closest to the hole. We might have a car for a raffle if you hit a hole in one. So, it's great.
Fun fact, not to bog your listeners down. So I've been working in golf my whole life, right? I'm 40 years old. I've been working at golf courses since I was 15. before I could even drive a cart legally. I've never seen anyone make a hole-in-one and get a car.
Wow.
I've seen plenty of people make hole-in-ones, but never in and outing on the hole with a car.
Yeah.
Thousands of at-bats.
And they're like, Feeney, you got to get the insurance and stuff. I'm like, do we really need the insurance? Because no one's going to get it. But odds are.
Murphy's Law. Right. Watch out. I might have just blown it for you. Or you should sign up for this event because it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
So funny that, when you hit it, the other three have to sign as witnesses.
Yes.
Like, it's a legal document.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you are vouching for this person. It's
yeah,
not
there's
like,
insurance companies.
Let's lie and say we all hit.
Yeah.
No, because it'll come back.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
there's a way.
Yeah, the insurance policies are pretty ironclad. I mean, again, you don't know things till you know them. But when I first got involved with kind of the leadership of having to sign off on those things, I thought, oh, geez, whoever knew this would be so binding. It's a lot. And there's insurance companies that specialize in that.
What? So you've been golfing. So every job you've had has been golf related. True or false?
False, with very little exception. I had a couple of side jobs as a college and a high school kid. I worked at a grocery store in my neighborhood. I delivered packages for UPS for a couple of winters, but the only reason I wasn't working at a golf course then is because it was winter in Connecticut. Okay. So yeah, my whole career has been spent in and around golf.
Nice. Now let's play a game. It's a podcast game, storytelling game. First, last, best, worst. Your first time golfing, your last time golfing, your best time golfing, and your worst time golfing. And this is Storytelling Matt Dix, episode 1.
All right. Well,
any order you want.
First,
best, last, worst.
First will have to be a generalization, I would guess. But my first rounds of golf were played when I was a caddy at the Country Club of Waterbury. Yep. I started as a caddy. I did not know how to play golf. And some of the older guys, so you get back to that mentoring and relationship building, they were probably teasing me a little bit, but they took me out and we'd play golf. And so I learned how to play really at one of the nicest golf courses in the area. It was incredible from some really great players, So I can remember one of my first times golfing, they'd give me 3 shots a hole. So if I made a 7, it would be like making a 4. So I was that challenged on the golf course. So that's first. My last time, I could tell you pretty clearly, was 2 weeks ago on a Monday. A really good friend of mine, a guy who's become like my best friend. He happens to be a golf pro. He lives in my neighborhood. Our kids hang out together. He and I and his brother and another golf pro went down and played at this exceptionally great golf course in New York just for fun, right? Just day off, go play a round of golf. And that, to me, kind of embodies it. Like a new friend, a good friend, and a kind of friend. Yeah. And we were just out there hanging out. We had dinner after and, the whole thing. So that would be the last. Best and worst. Hard to pick a best.
Yeah, you ever hear a bad day on the golf course is still a good day?
It's true. I've had the worst kind of recently. I had a month or 6 weeks this spring where I was really bummed about my golf game. I had kind of hurt my shoulder, and I was in a funk. Like I had to really figure out, like, okay, I'm gonna not quit the game. I'm gonna dedicate myself to getting back to where I was. So, that's first world problems maybe, but even my wife said to me, geez, I'd never seen you come home like grumpy from the golf course. And I really wasn't enjoying it, but I'm back now. now.
No, that happened to me.
Yeah, so that can happen. Best, listen, there's a lot of them, but I think the common question you get there is like, who'd be your favorite foursome? I've had a lot of really good days on the golf course. It'd be hard to pick one. One of the coolest things I did a couple summers ago was, and I get a lot of really good opportunities in golf. A donor of ours called and said, look, I've got this foursome that I won in an auction. I'd like you to have it. And normally I go, that's nice, thank you, no thank you. I took it this time. So she said, I'd like you to go with the host, and I want you to bring your the two best donors of First Tee, the 2 best friends of First Tee, as a thank you. And so we went down and played a golf course on Long Island. The Atlantic Ocean is right behind the First Tee. And again, you're with a new friend, a good friend, and an old friend. And, we had a beer in the locker room after, and we just had a great day. So I'd say that's right
on Long Island?
It's called Maidstone.
Okay.
Maidstone Golf Club. It's one of the original.
It's not like, what's the Shinnecock? Is that
It's comparable to Shinnecock, yes, in that same vintage. You know, not
Gotcha.
a lot of people are getting the opportunity to play there.
Oh, wow.
And beautiful, top notch. Everything's incredible.
Nice.
And the great thing was, you know, this really fancy golf course.
Yeah.
When they finish, what do? Just like every other golf course in the world, you go in the locker room, you change your shoes, and you just sit down and you have a beer. And you look around, and there's 4 people at a table and just kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, the worst time I just played, Steve Dean, member of Hartford, brought his daughter and my daughter. And we're like, my daughter just plays for Conard, but it's like the developmental, a lot of range time.
Yep.
But she beat me that day too. And when you say left grumpy, I couldn't hit the ball straight. I lost about 10 balls. She was so consistent and straight. My buddy was like, then I was like walking around looking for my ball, and Steve's like, come on, hurry up. And I was like frustrated.
Yeah.
And I'm taking too long. I couldn't find my ball. I'm hitting the ball in the woods.
You start thinking about it, which makes it worse. Yeah.
And then I was like, finally, I'm like, I'll just sit here on the cart and enjoy the moment watching my daughter hit the ball straight and far.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was amazing. And I was just like, take a breath. I'm like, all right, she's still doing well. Then after, you know, the hats off rule at Hartford.
Yep.
Didn't know that. So I'm like, you know, grumpy. I'm like, Dean's like, I'm like, what? He's like, I'm like, okay. Oh, yeah, this is meatball time.
Whoa,
Come on, you
look
can
at
get in the
this.
podcast. Come on in.
I've never had any ambition to do radio, television, or anything like that. You know? Let me get you guys some silverware. Is there anything else?
Yeah, can I have a ginger ale?
Absolutely.
A glass of water would be great for me. Thank you. These look
And Kyle
phenomenal.
wants something too. Kyle, what do you want? And then
Kyle, I
always-
hope you don't want one of these meatballs.
Yeah, no, they're gone.
I lived for a very long time in southeastern Utah, in a very densely tourist town called Moab.
Yep.
And that area is also prone to a lot of extreme athletes coming for rock climbing, base jumping, mountain
I remind you of one of
all
those
the
extreme
things.
athletes. Is that where you're going with this? I remind you of an extreme athlete. Is that where you're going with this?
Actually, a little bit, but
Nice.
no, we would definitely have like camera crews, like, oh, we're following this guy.
Oh,
doing this
yeah,
crazy
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
around,
yeah.
Or like we're filming a
Yeah.
car commercial or all that, you know, or we're here for Microsoft's new like screensaver.
Yeah.
But anyway, I had to sign like an ungodly amount of waivers.
Oh, I believe it,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I'm like, bro, don't you bring that camera anywhere near
You're
this space.
probably in
Don't
all
film
kinds of
anything
B-roll
else.
Yeah.
around the world. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it was really, really fun and an absolutely gorgeous part of the country
I can
that
imagine.
I highly recommend. Even if you're not into extreme sports, there's like regular pace, everyday sports
Okay.
to engage in as well.
Nice.
You're gonna get your drinks, guys. I'll be right
Thank you very much.
Oh, then I had to get the meatballs. You have
Love
to try
it.
the meatballs.
I love it.
Episode 81, my buddy Tim raves about the meatballs, so you got to do it. The meatball. I know you just. I said anything. You said pizza, but you got to try the meatballs.
This looks amazing.
No golf. Could be. Then later on, I played with Joe in Lake George, and then I played with Neela again, and she had the bad day, and I was like feeling it. I'm like, hey, you know, that's the game of golf, the roller coaster of golf.
Yeah. Well, so again, there's the life lesson in there. Is like we call it at first seat personal par, right? So what's your personal par? For me, I want to shoot 75. That's
Okay.
the good day, bad day number.
Yeah.
Yours could be 75. It could be 85. It could be 95. But we all have kind of those goals we can work toward.
Yep.
Same thing in school. Like a personal par for my wife was a A plus. Personal par for me was like get to the next grade level. You know. So how do you figure out where you are? How do you challenge yourself with that? And how do you be okay with the outcome? You know, good, bad, or otherwise. You can't let it ruin your day forever.
Yeah, you got to be resilient and just persevere.
Yep.
A lot of life
Absolutely.
lessons. Yeah, when stuff's not going well. Then you got the checklist. Oh, you know, bend my knee, straighten my arm. I do a unclench the jaw, take a breath, roll the shoulders back,
Yeah.
and then
By the time you do all that, you've got to go back to the start of the checklist.
you're like, what am I even doing here?
I know. It's a crazy game. We get a lot. People say, I play golf, but I'm not any good, or I could never take it up. It's so hard. And, you know, obviously, I mean, I've been playing for a long time. I'm still trying to get better. But my common response to that is, There's very few things in life that aren't difficult when you first start them, right?
Think about it, yeah.
Nothing's ever been easy for me right away. Certainly golf was not. And then that idea of like golfers are self-defeating. Like, if I go, oh, you play golf? Yeah, but I'm not very good. But are you a school teacher? Yes. Maybe I'm a great school teacher, but I'm gonna go, yes, I'm a school teacher, but I'm not very good. No one, people always add that qualifier with golf. Listen for
that
it.
Is
like
true.
when you go to your golf outing or you're with your buddies, listen for that qualifier. You're gonna be amazed.
Self-talk.
Yeah.
Or the yeah. Like I tell Joe, I've been golfing since I was 10 too.
Yep.
And I'm terrible.
Right. We always add that little disclaimer at the end, and it's an interesting phenomenon.
Highland Golf Course, under the lights. I used to get lessons.
Was that your first?
That would probably be my first. Alone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And we got some chicken wings for you guys too.
Oh, wow.
I'm happy to put them with people. I'm happy to stage them over here when you're ready.
Put them over there, please.
The ones I'm gonna orient this so that the three that are facing you are the spicy.
Perfect.
Those were.
Spicy right on the left, and then the spicy but not as spicy on the right.
Okay. Beautiful. We're going to do hot ones.
Okay.
You ever see that podcast?
Yeah.
Okay. I've never done this.
All right.
I'm a little nervous, but the guy said the ones closest to us, did she just say, are hot?
The closer they are to us, the hotter they are.
All right.
Yes.
Hot ones.
Yeah.
No, that guy's great. He started off small. He's had Shaq on. We're going to do hot ones. Meatballs, hot ones. Oh, and
How did you get into this originally? So you have the 84 episodes. You've been doing it a while.
Yeah.
Right?
So Dave from DirectLine Media, shout out Dave and Kyle from DirectLine Media, had an office over by New Park Brewery, and he had something called Behind the Brand. Had me on to talk about Friends of Feeney and all the good things we're doing in the community. And on the way out, I said, hey, what do you think if I ask the questions? Would you mind recording? So Dave does this, volunteers all his time and all his production. So grateful to Dave. Thank you so much. We're 84 episodes. We had a 50th podcast live recording at Playhouse on Park. I came out singing Mr. Rogers' theme song. It was like a dream come true. The whole Friends thing.
That was the end game all from the beginning, right?
Right, that's it. That's all I really wanted. I could live now. Yeah, but we've had the mayor, the police chief, the fire deputy marshal, Kenny Mayne from ESPN. Come on, that's Seth Wickersham from ESPN. Just wrote a book about Tom Brady. So many people, the CEO of Concerned Parents of Color of West Hartford, Rise Up, the Pride of West Hartford, so many different organizations and nonprofits, Johnny's Jog, Miracle League, the Special Ed PTO of West Hartford, SEPTO it's called. Just wonderful people that are doing great things in the community.
It's the Miracle League field.
Yep.
It's been a while since I was around West Hartford all the time, but that Miracle League field is up and running, and
it's beautiful.
And it's
yeah.
incredible, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Is it
over by UConn?
UConn. Yeah. I was gonna say kind of by St. Joe's, so that's the same area.
St. Joe's,
yeah.
UConn, Troutbrook, I think.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so it's fully accessible for wheelchairs and everyone. So it's not like grass. And they host an annual trick-or-treat event that Friends of Feeney has been participating in and doing a photo booth. My wife works for Oak Hill School of the Blind, so she knew Mike Mashaud, the executive director there. Awesome, amazing human being. So yeah, Miracle League's great. My guy, this is Waterbury. You got Jamel's Barbershop on Wolke Road. Jamel was a point guard for Wilby.
Yep.
I get a haircut. So if you're at home, zoom in on that with your QR code, and it'll bring you right to the podcast, episode 63. Waterbury guy, point guard. Yeah, we had Anthony Ireland. You
so
said
I'm
you
keeping
saw
track.
that one.
I'm at least the fourth Waterbury guy.
Yeah.
Right? You had Vern Riddick,
Vern,
Anthony Ireland.
Yep. Mel, and now you. 4. And then Colleen Conway. She is, what is that called? Yo, Foley, perfect timing. Great shirt. Oh, I lost my track of thought. That was awesome. You
Colleen
seen shirt?
Conway.
Oh, Colleen Conway. Ogham? Ogham is this Irish language with the slice. You ever see it on corners? They're like diagonal lines.
Yeah.
And it's a whole different language, ancient Irish language, Ogham. And then she loved Jeopardy, so we played Jeopardy, and the Jeopardy questions were Waterbury, Ireland, miscellaneous. And then Matt Whitney, podcast guest, owns Maximum Beverage. He came in with Irish whiskey.
Nice.
So it was a great podcast. It went for like 2 hours. It had to be cut down a little bit, but it was one of my most fun ones. Take one of these meatballs too, Kyle. Word.
They're really good. Really
Straight
good.
under that computer. Yeah. Foley, come on, buddy. Show him the shirt. Get on the camera. Look over here, buddy. This is amazing. Perfect timing. Yeah,
Oh,
this
there
is
you
Kyle
go.
from DirectLine Media. Mark Moriarty from First Tee.
How are you?
He's a golfer.
All right.
No? No? All right, he's Irish rugby
Oh, there you go.
and
Even
basketball,
better.
Gaelic football. Oh, man, messing it up. Future podcast guest. But look at this shirt. Let's get the shirt. Come on,
I
look
love
right
that
here.
shirt.
I
Love
got that.
shirt.
We were supposed to be bear pong. No, I'm messing them all up. Cornhole partners. Get that shirt. We were going to be cornhole partners, and I was going to be friends of Foley. He was going to be friends of Feeney. But we'll be back someday.
But he's just got all the shirts.
And I made that one specially for him. Yeah.
Love it. You're picking up some pie?
Yeah, what'd you
Nice.
get?
One large cheese, one large pepperoni, and a dozen wings.
What kind of wings? Nice. Yeah. You try the meatballs yet?
Get them along with it, but it's a little warm for that, I think.
True. So yeah, my kids might have you next year.
Saw the list.
Do you know?
Oh, I know they're in the process. I don't know if they have names.
Yeah, that's the talk of the town. We're really excited. Always a great field trip. The third graders meet the high school kids, chemistry, and do a walk. Biology. Oh my God. Fired from this podcast.
At Connor? Nice. Beautiful.
Eric and I, we meet up at Walkett, his students and my students.
Yeah.
We do a little bit of teaching-led botany,
Yeah.
plant biology. That's like the end of the year kind of.
His kids like seeing the older kids. Your kids probably get a kick out of teaching a little bit. Yeah.
I ran into a former student who's working at the hardware store. She's like, "Did you guys go to Walkett this year?" That was her favorite part of the whole course.
Nice.
I guess that's
I don't know how to take that. The other 180 days.
And when I see former students, it's just an amazing. Yeah, I wish we could collaborate more because, again, it gives them leadership roles. My kids are tired of hearing from me, but if you hear it from a high school kid, you're already looking up to the kid, and they take a lot in. Foley, great to see you. Thank you. Are you to the motherland? Have
That's
so
why
much
they don't
fun.
have any food in their fridge.
Pizza. Keep
Have a
it.
safe trip. Nice
Foley,
meeting
great
you.
to see you. He's awesome.
So I've got a daughter who's just finished third grade, my younger daughter, and she's all kids are unique in their own way. They're all special in their own way. She doesn't do well sitting in the classroom and just like listening. And so at one point she says, "Oh, Dad, Mrs. So and so is going to let me teach the lesson." And we go, "That seems like a lot."
Yeah.
But for her, that worked. And I had to really realize, and my wife is a school teacher, so she knew it right away, but I had to go, okay, you know what? Good for that teacher for like really understanding my kid and what was going to work best for them and how to make it work for everybody.
They like rate yourself. I need more help. I'm starting to get it. I kind of get it, and I can teach it. So she put her already at that level, or that.
And I
again,
think she learns by doing that.
Yeah.
I don't mean that because she's the smartest kid in the world or anything like that, but that's just the way for her. She learns things, is by teaching it, right?
Yeah.
And that wasn't the way I don't think all teachers thought 5, 10, certainly not 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's good stuff.
All right, so I usually pick what's your favorite restaurant. We're here eating meatballs at Luna Pizza. We got some hot chicken wings coming up and some pizza, regular pie. What's your favorite restaurant?
Well, this one's growing on me.
Nice, good answer. We're at 999 Farmington Avenue, Luna Pizza.
Perfect. So I'll give you two answers. When I was working at the Hartford Golf Club, The go-to place was Harry's Pizza. Now that's competition maybe, so I don't want to start any fights. Convenient to the golf course, and one of my previous bosses, it was like his biggest vice in the world. He loved Harry's Pizza, loved it. My wife and I love Anthony Jack's in Southington.
Nice, yep.
Great steakhouse, American dinner. All of our special occasions, we go to Anthony Jack's.
Nice, yeah. That's a good one. My buddy lives in Southington. We met, or actually no, my buddy lives in Woodbury and Burlington, and Anthony Jack's is like kind of common.
Yep.
That and Veron Rondo. Come on.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Not knocking Anthony Jack's, but
Veron Rondo is busy. A lot of people in there, a lot of tables, a lot of space. Kyle knows it. He's from Wallingford.
what about all right, so you're 4 guests, dead or alive. Who you eating with at Anthony Jack's?
So that would be like my favorite foursome, kind of, right? Same idea.
I know, I was gonna say, I was gonna just spin it and say, who would you rather golf with, or would they be different? Sit down dinner or golf? Could possibly be different, right?
I like to eat before, during, and after golf, so I think it'll be all the same.
All right.
Well, my dad doesn't play golf, but I'd always want him at a meal, right? I would say my dad's brother, who's still alive, but not really with us all the way. And maybe my grandfather, who I never really knew.
Oh, nice.
So that's one, right? If I want it to be maybe a little more fun, a little more juvenile, I had 6 really good buddies in high school, but we've all gone our separate ways. But anytime we get together, you got to watch out. So getting together with them is always a treat, and most of them play golf, so we go out and play some golf and have some dinner.
Nice. Yeah, you gotta have the dinner after.
I agree. Yeah, it extends the round, but
Yep.
that's okay.
Yeah, golf's a long day.
It can be
4 hours on the golf course, 4 hours for dinner.
an hour to warm up. So depending, like, you got to know your audience, right? So it could be like some days, I'm gonna go tomorrow. I'll probably leave my office at 11:30, play at 1:30, won't be home until 7:30. That's a full day, right?
Yeah.
But you could also go to Goodwin Park at 6 o'clock on a Tuesday night, pay for your 9-hole greens fee, which is $12, and maybe you just play for an hour. You might play 8 holes in an hour, and you could manipulate your time that way. So
Yeah.
I'm a big proponent of trying to get folks to play golf by the clock a little bit, not be regimented, not like it has to be 4 hours on a Saturday, it has to cost a lot of money. You could go to Goodwin at dusk, pay your 9-hole greens fee.
Is it $12?
$12 if you for juniors and residents and on the flat 9, and you just run around. Maybe you don't play all 9 holes, but maybe that's okay. You just have that hour and a half while your kids are at soccer practice or whatever
Yeah.
the case may be.
Can't beat that for not $12. I gotta do that.
Yeah, the nice thing about Goodwin is with that extra third, what we call the flat 9 or the north course, we've got great flexibility.
Yeah. I was gonna mention that. That's awesome. Ready to burn my mouth. Hot Ones. Shout out to Hot Ones. I've never seen it. I know that Shaq did it once.
They smell hot.
Oh, he's gonna kill us. Well, so talk about you said your office. Is that in Cromwell at the TPC?
Yeah, so our headquarters is in Cromwell, right next door to the TPC. The chapter was in a good place 15 years ago now to invest when the PGA Tour expanded the driving range. So we operate a half of the driving range at TPC. They do a wonderful job maintaining it for us. We then were able to build a 4-hole golf course that's exclusive for our programming. So young people come out, they have their own golf course to play on. We do family play on the weekends. So if your son or daughter were in the program, you could be their guest, come out and play for 4 holes. Again, kind of by the clock. Come for just an hour, play 4 holes, go off to the many other things you have to do that day on a weekend. And then we built an indoor learning center that has our corporate headquarters upstairs.
Very cool.
Yeah, we're very lucky.
Now the 4 holes, par 3, par 4. Is there a par 5 on there?
Yeah, so who's our core customer? Is that 10-year-old kid? It's a par 3 golf course for adults, but our audience is not adults. So I'll give you the yardages. The shortest tee is 50 yards, the longest tee is 250 yards. And we could do anything in the middle.
Gotcha.
Right? So if a 7-year-old little boy and his 9-year-old sister and their mom and their dad come out and they want to play, we're going to tell them to probably go to the green tees. And that's just a fun place for their distance where they can hit a shot in the fairway, get a ball near the green, chip and putt, and make their par.
Cool.
So we really scale it by the distance. But yeah, if you come out as an adult, you go, yeah, these are all par threes that can hit it on the green. No one's ever made ones on every hole, so that goal is still out there.
Yeah. One of my wife's first dates, Agawam, chip and putt. I always thought that was like a lot of fun, you know, from here to there. But you do the chip and the putt.
Yeah.
It's fun.
You won't find me ever saying I don't want to go play a golf course, no matter how long it is or how short it is, right?
Yeah.
So we talked about Highland Greens. I've played a lot of rounds at Highland Greens, you know, which is not a par 3 course, but it's a shorter golf course. Some of the great golf courses in the world are like little 9-hole par 3s at resorts and at hotels where you just go out with your wedge and your putter and play for fun.
All right, let's do some wings and trivia. Golf trivia. How's your golf trivia?
I would say it's going to be average. My wife tells me the only column I can answer on Jeopardy is sports, so at least I got a chance.
When was the Country Club of Waterbury founded?
Ooh, 1899. I had it on all my shirts as a kid.
Darn, it's on the shirt.
But the golf course wasn't built until like 1917 or 1921. So the golf course used to be in Naugatuck. The club, Goodwin Park, 1906. That's like a government term. That's when the entity was formed. So the golf course for the Country Club of Waterbury used to be down on the banks of the Naugatuck River, 9-hole golf course. And then as they grew, they built the newer golf course. Donald Ross designed it.
Did you say Naugatuck? I think you said Naugatuck.
Naugatuck.
Yeah,
that's,
that's the Waterbury.
There
Where's
you
your
go.
grandparents from?
They're all from Waterbury.
Okay, yeah, that's an old man way to say it.
Oh, yeah.
That's how.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Naugatuck. What's the address of Country Club of Waterbury?
It doesn't have any numbers in it. It's 1-O-N-E, 1 Orinoco Road.
Nice. What's the address of Goodwin Golf Course? Goodwin Park.
I only recently learned that. You said it to confirm it. 1130 Maple Ave. Come and see us at Goodwin Park Golf Course.
Also a good listener. All right, we'll give you some. We're gonna eat some wings. Here, Kyle, can you grab me? I'm gonna get in these wings, but I need just a slice of bread just in case. Which one do you think's hot? Oh, this one has to
Oh,
be
he
hot.
turned it around. He turned it around. Yeah, but think.
The hottest.
Okay.
I would say the left side here.
Let me get a.
Well, here we could go like a reverse snake, like coolest, hottest, and then I'll take that one and you take that one, and we can balance. Or we can just go
No, we
dealer's
both
choice.
have to take the same
All right.
flavor.
Okay.
All right. Do you want? Oh no, sorry. No cheese. No cheese. You want some pizza? We
Sure.
got pepperoni, mozzarella, or no cheese. I like the no cheese.
No cheese pizza.
No, it's delish.
I'm happy with whatever you want to share. But it's not
Throw
because
those on there.
you're lactose intolerant or anything, because
No.
you just ate the cheese on the meatballs.
Yeah.
You just prefer
Sometimes.
no cheese pizza. Huh, interesting.
Sometimes I'm lactose intolerant too. You know, truth be told.
Okay. I know the feeling.
Full disclosure on the podcast, episode 84. All right. All right, let's do it. What do you want? All right, so. Mark Moriarty from First Tee Connecticut, episode 84. It's golf trivia time. British Open, U.S. Open, rules, history, famous golf course, Ryder Cup, or course designers.
Ooh, those are all the categories.
Yeah, you got categories.
Well, I just read an interesting article that scolded us Americans for calling it the British Open.
Oh, wait, what is it?
Well, that's the rub, right? The people in Great Britain and Northern Ireland and Wales it's called the Open Championship or the Open. But they said, you know,
'Cause we're
how would you
foreigners.
feel it if we you stuffy Americans? How would you feel if we called it the United
Masters.
States Masters,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
So, what's it a name? You know, but it's funny you led with
It's
that.
the Open.
It's the Open or the
Huh.
Open Championship.
See? Fun
You know,
fact.
Who knew, right? But when we're in America, we got to refer to it and distinguish it, you know?
Yeah, it could be any Open. The Waterbury Open.
Their point is this one was around
Way before
first, right? And you know who played in the Waterbury Open one year? Ever seen Happy Gilmore?
Yeah.
The Waterbury Open is
Yeah.
in that movie. Isn't
Oh, yeah,
that
that's why I
amazing? Yeah. Love
That's
it.
coming up. That's
Love it.
well, I have golf.
I
We have
blew
golf
all your
movies
tr-
coming
okay,
up. We
all
have
right,
golf
perfect.
movies coming up too. Shooter McGavin. All right, which one are you picking? All right, you mentioned some Open, so you seem to have some knowledge.
Yeah, let's do the Open Championship.
You said it was first. When was the first British Open held?
Well, I think this is like the 153rd, so 100 years ago would be 1923, 1873. I'm going to say 1869.
1860.
Oh, 1860.
Credit for the math and the thinking out loud, though.
So
well done.
Did
153.
Did I miss carrying over a 1, though, or it's 153 would be it?
Oh, yeah, I think you're 153.
I think I just carried them. I think I added instead of subtracted.
Let's see. What are we doing here? 19, yeah, 18.
Yeah, 1860.
Is it?
sounds
You
right.
sure it's 153? Oh, maybe.
I thought
When was
so.
this printed? Oh no, it's 2023.
It's something like that. I mean, I remember when they played the 150th. So 1860. Yeah, I definitely believe that. They used
Who
to give
won
away-
it? Who won it?
Old Tom Morris, or is it Old Tom
He's
Morris?
on here, though.
Yeah, he won them all in the beginning. And then
That's
he had-
funny that-
And
I've
then
never-
his son was named Young Tom Morris.
He's on here too. The first one was Willie Park Sr.
Willie Park.
But
yeah.
it's hilarious that the youngest player to ever win, young Tom
Young
Morris,
Tom
at
Morris.
age 17 in 1868.
Wow.
So here's what threw me off. And then the next question was, who was the oldest player to win? Old Tom Morris, and he won at 46 in 1867. So the following year, his son won.
So he
pretty
was-
impressive.
yeah.
Old, and then imagine like that's your name, Eric Feeney, old Eric Feeney, and young Eric Feeney.
So my father and I are Big Mark and Little Mark, and I'm
Okay.
not the Big Mark, right? Because
Yeah.
he's the old one.
Big Mark and Little Mark fits.
Yeah.
What trophy do they give to the winner?
The claret jug.
Wow, that's a star. The claret jug, impressive. How many players are there typically that compete?
Well, now it'd be 156.
Yeah, what's that number about?
That's as many as they can fit on a golf course for the most part. That's a standard number in America.
4 times 18?
Well,
And a couple
no,
backed
it's
up?
like threesomes and the number, like, because they go off the first tee and the 10th tee. So they can only do that for like 2 hours before they start crashing into each other. So with that wave, and then they do it again in the afternoon, that's just like, that's the most you can get out there. The British Open, the Open Championship, does it a little different. They play from literally sun up to sun down. So you might be playing in the Open Championship at like 4:30 in the afternoon. That's your actual starting time.
How many rounds are there?
4 rounds.
Is that different from others?
No, this is pretty
Okay.
standard. Yeah. Live Golf plays 3 rounds, but that's popular culture.
Oh, we're going to get into that. Live golf. What's your take? How many clubs are allowed in the player's bag
14.
at the Open? Very good. Man, you're on a roll. Ooh, how many people make the cut?
Ooh, usually I'd say the top 70 in ties.
Top 70. You're on a roll. All right, you just crushed the Open questions.
Like
Now
I
we're-
said, I spent my whole career in golf, and I probably like it more than I.
All right, let's do a wing. You earned a wing.
We're
What
going
side we
hot
getting
first.
from? Yeah, we'll do hot. All right, let's go light. Let's go light.
first. All right.
You getting bone
Let's
or
do it.
flat or drum?
I'll go. I'm neutral.
All right, cheers. Thanks for
Cheers.
coming on.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right, let's do it. Not bad. So far. I like it. Cheers.
This one's good. Not crazy hot.
I like the crisp. I just went to Cape Cod, and the Cape Cod Brewery had a Thursday's dollar wing night. No crisp. You gotta have the crisp. Like this guy knows what he's doing in here. These are crispy. Nice spice.
Ever try to make wings at home? Can't do it.
No, yeah,
Can't
it's
do
not
it.
easy.
No.
Need to get an air fryer.
Yeah. My wife and I are convinced that
Now, is that
restaurants
cheating?
have. What's that?
The air fryer?
No, I don't think so. I'm happy with however I get to the result. But regular oven at home, we can't do it. We try them on the grill. Can't do it.
Not bad, not bad. All right, let's do a couple more questions and we'll get into the hot ones. You want to go U.S. Open? Rules?
Golf? Did you say there was golf
History?
course designers?
Designers.
I'm recently into that.
Oh, wow.
So
Interesting.
Donald Ross designed the Country Club of Waterbury. He's like the greatest American architect maybe ever of American golf courses. He learned from old Tom Morris.
Well, first question.
Uh-oh.
Who was the first professional golfer to design a golf course?
Old Tom Morris.
Man,
I think
answered
the answer to
question
that, he's
before.
the first of everything.
Right? Who did it? Old Tom Morris did it. Who was the first American golf course architect?
Well, Donald Ross might be considered, but he wasn't born here, so I think he's not eligible.
He's on here. He's an answer, but he's an answer a couple times.
But he's not an answer for that.
He's not that one. You know the owner here? Same last name as the owner here.
I don't know the owner here.
Owner here is Alex McDonald.
Oh. C.B. McDonald.
Hmm.
I
Wow.
think he designed Pebble Beach.
Charles Blair.
Charles Blair McDonald.
McDonald,
Yeah.
first American golf. He was the first. Who designed the first 18-hole golf course in the United States? CB.
CB
Man, you know him
McDonald.
on a personal level. You call him CB. Who designed the first 36-hole golf course in the United States?
CB McDonald.
CB. First
Yeah,
three
he
questions.
Did it all. There wasn't a lot of competition early on.
Oh, true.
So like Donald Ross, CB McDonald, they were doing them all. Donald Ross came over here and he was like, they loved him because he was from the home of golf, you know.
How you doing? All right. Who was the first president of the American Society of Golf Course Architects?
That might have been Donald Ross.
Very good. Who designed the old course at St. Andrews?
Old Tom Morris.
It doesn't even say. The old course of St. Andrews was designed by nature with golfers following the nature contours.
Oh yeah, they didn't. There
Of the
wasn't a
land.
designer. That's the genesis of like the Links golf course. It's very
Oh,
natural.
they just let it be?
They used
However-
to say the sheep would, wherever the sheep grazed, would be the greens on the flat spots. So they'd eat all the grass away.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
So in the earliest Open Championship was played on like a 4 or 6 hole golf course. They just built them however nature rolled it out. That was the golf course.
Very cool. See, learn something new. Lifelong learner. We
Yeah,
talked about
that's right.
that. Wherever the sheep may graze, that is the green. Less screen time, more green time.
Yep.
Who designed Augusta National Golf Course?
Alistair McKenzie.
Dude,
Learned from C.B. McDonald. Or must learn from C.B. McDonald.
Wow. Who designed Pinehurst? You mentioned him.
Not Donald Ross. Must be C.B. McDonald.
No, Donald Ross.
Donald Ross. Oh. I didn't
Was
know that.
Pinehurst with Payne Stewart?
Oh, Pinehurst. I was thinking Pine Valley. Pinehurst was like his first big project. Yeah, just listen to a podcast about it. Yeah. If you're into golf architecture, they have them about everything. And that's the one with Payne Stewart. Yeah, that's where he won.
I got a
his US
picture with
Open.
that. I got a picture with that.
Yeah. So Donald Ross designed that one, which is number 2. And I think they now have at least 8 in the Pinehurst Resort, and then there's golf everywhere down there.
Yeah, it was, he won and then tragically died in a plane crash.
3 months later. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
wor-
he congratulated Phil Mickelson. Mickelson had the pager because his wife was pregnant with his first kid, and he said, if it goes off, I'm out of here, even though he had a chance to win the US Open. And so Stewart said, your time will come, you're a good dad, that's more important. Kinda. Like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who designed the Royal Melbourne Golf Club?
God, it's one of those guys.
Same answers, right?
I don't think Ross did anything so it's got to be Mackenzie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mackenzie did all the really, like, maybe they'd say 4 of the top 10 in the world or something
Wow.
like that. Augusta.
And who designed TPC Sawgrass? Not
as
mentioned.
well known. Bobby Weed.
No.
I think he designed River Highlands, maybe. No, I know. Pete Dye.
Wow.
And his
Man.
wife, Alice, was
Al-
like his unnamed co-architect on a lot of projects.
And now, what's with the TPC? Because we have the TPC in Cromwell. What's TPC?
So TPC stands for Tournament Players Club, and my understanding is that in the 70s, used to be that the PGA of America, who are like all the club professionals that you see at golf courses. I'm a member of the PGA of America. That's like a professional training, and the PGA Tour were the one entity, but they're really 2 different things, right? So they split off, and at some point the tournament players, the PGA Tour, said, well, we're going all around the country playing. It's hard to find golf courses sometimes. What if we own and operate our own golf courses? So when we go to town, we can play there, and all the rest of the time, we can have a business venture. So Tournament Players Club is a whole network of courses across the country. A lot of them host PGA Tour events, but a lot of them are just good golf courses.
Gotcha. How many TPCs are in Connecticut?
Only one.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
There aren't more than, and I'm guessing on this, so don't quote me. There are not more than 100 in the country, and I think TPC Sawgrass, TPC River Highlands, those are like the premier. They're like full TPC clubs, really exceptional. But TPC will kind of work with any golf course when they're really good at what they do. So they might be a management company or just give you guidance and support on how to run a golf course.
Where is this TPC Sawgrass?
Ponte Vedra, headquarters of the PGA Tour and of the First Tee.
No way.
Yeah.
Where is that?
Ponte Vedra's on the East Coast, a little bit further north.
Of what?
Port St. Lucie.
Oh, Florida.
Yeah, Florida. Yeah,
Gotcha,
sorry.
gotcha,
yeah,
gotcha.
Florida. Yeah, sorry.
My bad.
Yeah, Ponte Vedra, Florida. St. Augustine, Florida, oldest naval base in the country's down there. Beautiful part of the world.
The Yankees spring training, right?
Yankees are baseball. You can get to some spring training games from there for sure. Jacksonville, kind of by Jacksonville. You go to the airport in Jacksonville.
Man, Course Designers podcast too. What's the name of the podcast?
This one I listened to was on the Fried Egg, and they do a variety of topics. But they definitely, I've just learned this. One of the guys who runs the podcast or does the interviews is a golf course architect guy. So they have like an Alistair McKenzie episode, a Donald Ross episode, and they just talk about all the golf courses they design.
Yeah.
It's cool,
I listened to one about presidents, like tell you all the horrible things that our presidents have done.
Yeah.
And they, down the line, did them all.
That's been a consistent thing through history.
Yeah. Presidents, not so nice.
Yeah.
Recommendation portion then, all right. My daughter just got me that. I wish my teacher knew. One question that you wish your teacher knew. About Kyle Schwartz. She's a third grade teacher. She lives in Denver. I mean, I started in Lake George. I've only read 30 pages. But very interesting, how one question can change everything for our kids. Oh, and look at that. I was reading it in Lake George.
Scorecard.
Oh, this was Neela, Joe, Sam, and Eric, my brother-in-law. I parred one hole. So, yeah, that's, we go out there for that one par. Hopefully more. I got another one. Hold on, let's see.
One good shot, one par, one good
shot.
hole. Yeah.
One good shot, don't lose the ball.
Yeah.
And then I had my nephew beat me. I had him autograph it.
Nice.
That's Joe.
Could be worth something someday.
And then I marked his best drive. We pushed. Then we started playing skins. I said, let me teach you a game.
Yeah.
For push-ups.
Yeah.
Or driving. Then it turned to driving.
Yeah. It always turns to driving. Always turns to the highest stakes possible, right?
And I guess that's not good judgment because you mentioned about being 16. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of places are 18.
Oh.
A lot of places. Well, and
Top of the world.
Top of the
Hopefully
world.
you never listen
Top of the
to
world's
this.
probably 14.
Yeah. Is it 10 though?
I can remember working at the golf club, and we had these young kids that grew up there, and they're wonderful kids. Now they're young men, right? And they would wear us out. Oh, let us take a cart. It's fine. And you're like, it's not my rules, man. Like, I could get in a lot of trouble if you wander off in that golf cart and something bad happens. I feel bad, but you gotta leave me alone.
Yeah. Enough's enough.
Oh, they would be so mad with us.
Any other recommendations? So you got a book, podcast, movie. Chimp Empire. Oh, I mentioned that last episode, but Chimp Empire on Netflix, amazing.
Oh, yeah?
4-part documentary. And the alpha male and just the world that they live in. They're so used to the cameraman being there, they just go out in their life.
Oh, I've seen some things like that.
And it's narrated.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful narrating.
Yeah.
So good. So the book, I wish my teacher knew. That podcast, or the podcast. What am I listening to these days? Not many. Joe Rogan.
Do you listen for enjoyment or for
Drink Champs.
work?
For I need some work ones.
But I mean, like for professional development is what's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
You listen some for.
There was one on. What was it called? Can't think of it. But yeah, no, some are like on the job to help me. Yeah.
My wife listens to one called The Science of Reading. Have you heard of that one?
Okay.
Brilliant. I mean, and she understands things that I don't, but
Gotta write that
The
down.
Science of Reading. When we talk about our daughter and trying to figure out what the best way for kids to learn is, my wife will say, and I would argue she's an exceptional teacher. She's been doing it for a long time. She said this has made her twice as good.
Oh, wow.
Just purely kind of hearing it and being that lifelong learner, you know?
I like it. Yeah, I'm all about that.
Yeah.
To get the kids to improve their reading, you can't beat it. Oh, yeah. Also, speaking of teaching, and Molly Christofak put us in connection. So
Yep.
thank you, Molly.
Yep.
She's a
Yep.
good friend. My classroom is here. Her classroom is immediately across the hall. She's the
Beautiful.
first person I see when I leave my classroom or get to school every day.
Yeah.
So thank you, Molly. What minute are we when I'm thanking Molly?
Hour 13.
Whoa, 1 hour 13. We tried for 50 minutes with Feeney. We're at an hour 13. Oh, boy. And it's 7. Oh, boy. Okay. So thank you, Molly. Molly's
son and daughter work for us at Goodwin Park. I haven't
Yes.
actually met her daughter yet, but her son Charlie is a good kid, good player.
wow, he's really good.
Respectful kid. You know,
Yeah.
like when we want to do our hiring, we want kids who, you know, again, all these things we've talked about, whether they're in first tee or working with us, he's that. He's a good kid.
Yeah.
Molly, you should be proud.
Yeah, be proud. Megan's great. Megan volunteers at Friends of Feeney events all the time with her friends Nora and Gigi and the whole crew. So thank you, Megan. She's a good friend. And Charlie, yeah, I have Charlie in a polo. Oh, speaking of which, polos. Order your polo for the golf tournament. You can get these down at DeSwanee Clothier. DeSwanee's selling these.
Wow.
We have them at the golf tournament, $45. We got a Square app, but Square app or at DeSwanee. So Charlie's in one, and I'm like, looking good and swinging good. And Charlie's like, beautiful swing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank you for the video, Charlie. I add this to the link. Yeah, be a good friend's our motto. You know, I mentioned pick up trash, hold the door. Speaking of good friends, what makes Chrissy Miller a good friend?
Christy Miller, that's a good question. So, breaking news, Christy Miller is not going to work at the First Tee of Connecticut anymore.
Oh, is this an exclusive?
No, she let me know a couple days ago. Incredibly excited for her because she is a friend. She's going to go work for Special Olympics Connecticut.
Wow.
Yeah, really incredible for her. Something she's very passionate about, and she'll knock it out of the park. What makes Christy Miller a good friend or good coworker? She's good people. She's fun. She's honest. She's genuine. And as much as I'll miss her going to work every day because she's really good at what she does, you know, I'll be sad not to see her because I do enjoy her company. And I think that's all it takes. She and I were talking about on the way here. I was leaving the office about new employees and what we're looking for. And we agreed, like, your personality, your aura, your vibe, that's the most important thing. And she has that. and
Yeah.
you can figure out most of the rest of it.
Yeah, I agree. No, great person. Her kid went to Wolcott, never had her kid.
Yeah.
And then just
think
knew
Molly
her through
did.
friends. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Molly,
think so.
they're friends for some reason, somehow friends.
Yeah.
But she's a runner. She's still running.
Still
Christy
running.
Miller?
She's part of the CT 169. So they try to, you join that club, and your goal is to run a race in all 169 towns or cities. She's
That's
up
a
to
lot.
like 120 already.
Wow.
And the other 49 are places I've never heard of.
Keep running, Christy. That's amazing. And best of luck with your new endeavors. I'm very proud of you, and congrats to a friend. And thank you, Molly, for making this connection, and congrats to Christy. And I hope Charlie will come and win this tournament if he plays.
Could be. Yep.
What about Cuzzo, Tommy Dorso?
Yeah, I
How's
haven't
Tommy?
talked to Tommy in a while.
Sent him that picture of us from Cromwell.
Yeah.
Got to get him in.
He moved down. I think he lives down at the bottom of the Connecticut River now. Two of the three brothers, Tommy and one of the other guys, moved down there.
Real estate, right?
Yeah, real estate. Tommy opened a real estate called Maple Ridge, which is the road he grew up on.
Gotcha.
And seems to be doing well.
You ever golf with any of his buddies from Waterbury?
I play with him occasionally. I played with him in a tournament at Goodwin Park last summer. He smoked us. Him and his partner won, beat everybody. Another Waterbury guy, John Vital.
Okay.
Kennedy High, maybe 55 years old, 52
Gotcha.
years old. So three Waterbury guys cutting it up.
Nothing but trouble.
That's right. Yeah.
Like Ryan Sullivan, the East Mountain League, you probably out of the loop on that one, but
Yeah.
Ryan Sullivan's a good buddy of his. Ray Byron, Kevin Egan, Brandon Strelickis.
Yeah, I know Brandon.
You must know Brandon.
He's a Naugatuck guy too, though, I think, isn't he?
Brandon?
Yeah, maybe in that.
Possibly.
Yeah, I know all those names, but yeah, I haven't lived in Waterbury now in 16 years, so it's hard to.
Yeah,
hard to keep
Dorso
up.
hangs out with my buddy Lanza. So
Yeah.
Lanza watches this, so shout out to Lanza.
There you go.
Show Dorso that, Dorso needs to be a good friend. All right, Lanza. Lanza's a good friend. Lanza will be at the tournament. 9/9, September 9th, 7 a.m. You're getting overflow. You're getting nothing but bundt cakes. You're getting Doro breakfast. It's going to be a great time with great friends for a great cause. So we did recommendations. Questions for me? Anything you want to share?
Well, I make one recommendation. We just watched Air, the Michael Jordan.
Oh, yeah, that was really good.
It was really good. You've seen it?
I just watched it recently, too.
Yeah.
I was
I
late
watched it
to the
last
game.
weekend.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. I mean, obviously, like, for me, Michael Jordan is a hero.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought that was good.
was
I
really
like, it's a little bit of documentary in there.
Yeah.
But it's enjoyable. It's
Like
probably
Tinker Hatfield, you didn't think he was that, he's kind of quirky.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure it's sensationalized a little bit,
Yeah. Ben Affleck's character was great. Viola Davis played the mom, right?
Yeah.
She's awesome.
I heard that Jordan wouldn't approve them doing it unless they cast Viola Davis.
Oh, I don't blame him.
Because he wasn't in it, really. He wasn't really a part of it. I mean,
there's barely any Jordan.
I
It's like
think
the
they
back
had
of the
to
head
do
a lot,
that.
too.
Yeah, I don't think for whatever reason, I don't think it was a bad thing or not, but he didn't want to. But I did read somewhere that he wouldn't sign off on them doing it at all unless they cast her as his mother.
Wow. And then Damon Wayans had a nice role.
Yep. Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Great. Air is a good movie.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, Ben Affleck. Matt Damon, too?
Matt Damon was in it, yeah.
Or not Affleck? Or
No, Affleck was in it, yeah. Affleck played Phil,
oh, that's right.
Phil Knight,
Yeah.
who I did not know anything about Phil Knight. I mean, I know Phil Knight now as a seasoned, successful, but, at that point he was a young man who was already successful, but was...
Yeah, with runners. They all want to be runners.
Yeah, he walks around in those crazy jogging suits.
He ran all the time.
Yeah.
And at the end, the guy tries to run, and he's like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
No way, I'm quit.
Yeah.
What's his name? He runs, tournaments now.
Oh,
Matt Damon's character.
I don't remember his name. You're right, he does. He was involved with the NIL stuff.
Yes.
In the, what's it called when they put all the stats in at the end?
Ed O'Bannon, how he sued.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
NCAA
He was involved with
basketball.
all that. Yeah. Yep. All right, we got to
Let's
go
do
for
this
this
last
next
one.
spicy one.
Let's die. We could turn off the camera, and I can cry.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, there's extra sauce on there.
Oh,
Cheers.
yeah, cheers. Let's do it. Hot ones.
Sonny Vaccaro.
Yeah. Good job, Jamie.
Fact check.
Oh, this is burning.
These are hotter.
This is burning. Hot. Oh, get that forehead sweat.
Good, though.
So good. Well, I want to thank our sponsors, DirectLine Media, Luna Pizza, The Fix IV, Gastro Park, Brook Golf Insurance, People's Bank, our newest one. Thank you, People's Bank. Keating Agency Insurance. Help me out, Kyle. How am I doing?
You ever had Ryan Keating on the podcast?
Ryan Keating, great guest.
He's got to be one of your best guests.
23. He was the Michael Jordan of insurance. Speaking of Jordan, thinking of Keating, he was episode 23.
There you go.
Just saw him on the golf course. He golfed at the Friends of Feeney one last year.
Okay.
Great guy. Great family.
Did he have the stash?
He goes through a lot of cuts.
He's got a
the
lot of styles.
Handlebar, the chops.
I don't know that he's found the right one yet, but he's had a lot of them.
Oh, yeah. Feel it on the lips. The gift that keeps on giving.
Those were hot. Those were good.
Woo! Thanks again to Johnny's Jog. Just recently donated $23,000. We were the Clover Club charity beneficiary of the event. It means so much. Let me just see if I got them all. Oh, not that one. Keating. Brook Golf. Oh, Weehaw Brewing and Roasting. They host us. We'll be there again. People's Bank, thank you. Big time. The Fix IV right across the street. We should go get a fix after. Gastro Park, awesome spot. West Hartford Lock. West Hartford hosted two golf tournaments in a row for their employees. Raised $1,000 each time. Donated to Friends of Feeney.
Wow.
Episode 40, Eric Brown. Feeney Talks with Friends. We're on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. We're up to 200 followers.
Nice.
Smash that like button for subscribers. We know our dedicated listeners are. Thank you so much. Luna Pizza $9.99. Alex was episode 70. And DirectLine Media. Dave and Kyle, you guys are awesome. I can't believe my buddy Foley walks in wearing a Friends of Foley shirt. And then I jacked it up. He doesn't play golf. I said he plays rugby. He plays Irish football. I said he teaches biology, chemistry. He teaches biology. Oh, I'm sweating, making mistakes. It wouldn't be Feeney Talks with Friends without mistakes, right, Kyle?
Absolutely not.
Someday we're gonna have a blooper reel. But I can't thank you enough for the hat.
My pleasure.
I like it. First tee. I was honored to talk with you. You're doing great things. I love that judgment. You know, can I try to name these? Judgment,
Yeah.
respect, responsibility.
Those are it?
Yeah.
So there's an acronym. You want the acronym
Oh, yeah, let's
first?
hear it.
CR Juniors, JRS, CHIP. Like watch our kids chip. Chip
Okay.
check. CR Juniors, JRS, CHIP, CHIP. C.
All right.
Yeah, you got to write them down.
CH.
CR JRS CHIP. CR Juniors
1,
chip.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right.
So I go for the doubles. Respect, and
Respect,
responsibility.
responsibility.
Yep. Courtesy and confidence. The doubles on the C.
Courtesy and confidence. Judgment. We talked
Judgment.
about.
Yeah, there you go.
Integrity.
Yep.
Perseverance.
Yeah. That one usually comes last. I think it's there on purpose.
Ooh, okay. H and S. Humble. Humility.
Close.
Honesty.
Honesty. There you
Oh,
go.
come on, Skull.
See, there's a lot of other good ones, but we stopped at 9. S.
S.
It's the sporty one.
Sportsmanship.
There you go.
Yeah, you can't beat it. I love
There
the
you go.
acronyms.
Yeah.
CR.
Can't take credit for that. That's my
Juniors
man Eric
chip.
Amato, First Tee Pittsburgh, gave us that.
Well, these 9 pillars are rules to live by in life, on and off the golf course. Again, we're here with. I'm just seeing if I know people now. Mark Moriarty. Mark Moriarty from CT, First Tee. No, it's great. You want to plug your email and your phone number again?
Yeah, absolutely. So our website, if you want to learn more, firstteeconnecticut.org. Call us in the office. Happy to talk to people on the phone. Old school, 860-882-1660. And my email is mmoriarty, mmoriarty, at firstteect.org.
And we hope to see you at the Goodwin Park Golf Course on September 9th, if not sooner. Go check out my buddy Ron Victor. He's awesome. Make a tee time, 860-543-8518. Goodwin Park was once an airport. World War I.
World War I.
You said this is not World War II.
Yeah,
just by looking at the plane.
I think they'd upgraded the technology by World War II. Right?
And you killed the British Open. You killed the course designers. Oh, we didn't get into movies. All right, quickly. There's 12 golf movies before we end. Can you name? How many can you name?
Happy Gilmore, Tin Cup.
Hold on. Yep, that's 1 and 3.
There aren't a lot.
There's 12. And I've only seen Happy Gilmore so far.
Bagger Vance.
Got it.
So a funny story about Christy Miller. When she first started working at First Tee 8 years ago, she didn't play golf. Christy, who are your favorite golfers? She's like, I know Tiger Woods, I know Jack Nicklaus, I know Bagger Vance. And it was not a joke. She thought Bagger Vance was a real golfer. To this day, we tease her about that.
I love it. You know, Bagger Vance.
The one with Matt Shia LaBeouf. No.
Shia LaBeouf. Oh yeah, the greatest game
The
ever
greatest
played.
game ever played.
Arnold Palmer.
Arnold Palmer.
Yep.
I don't think he had a
Get the
movie,
drink.
though. What are the rest of those? From the Rough.
7 Days.
7 Days in
Caddyshack.
Utopia.
You missed Caddyshack.
Caddyshack. That's a bad
That
one.
was so yeah.
7 Days in Utopia is a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's number 12.
That's like a redemption story. Yeah, that's a good one. I think Robert Duvall is in that one.
He is in
Yeah,
it.
that's a good one.
He's the retired
That's
golfer.
like a real movie. Like it's not.
2011 too. Not that far off.
Yeah.
From the Rough.
From the Rough. I don't know that one.
A Gentleman's Game.
The Gentleman's Game. Yeah.
Gary Sinise is in that. The Caddy.
Don't know that one.
That's 1953. Tommy's Honor.
Tommy's Honor. That's a
Oh.
newer one.
Who's that about?
That's about old Tom Morris.
And
And young Tom Morris.
very good with Tom. We learned about old Tom. And
Now
young
we know
Tom.
he's in every category.
Everything. Oh, Katharine Hepburn's in this one. 1952. Pat and Mike.
Oh, I've never heard of that one.
And then Bobby Jones, Stroke of Genius.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
All right, well, I printed this out. I could not just let it go to waste. We had to talk golf movies.
I love it.
Golf trivia.
I love it.
We got the Goodwin
Oh, you even
Golf.
have your outing contract there.
Get your application to be a member. Goodwin Park Golf Course. Doing great things. We can't wait to see you September 9th. Please check out First Tee Connecticut. Best of luck to Christy Miller. And again, Mark, it was wonderful talking with you. We could have went on and on. Waterbury guys could talk forever.
That's true.
We
Thanks for
talked
having me.
golf. We had meatballs, hot wings. You still got a little forehead
I
sweat
got a
going.
little face sweat going.
Yeah.
A little bit.
On 3, we'll say be a good friend. 1, 2, 3.
Be a good
friend. I'll do that again. 1, 2, 3.
Be a good friend.